What exactly did Jungkook want to say this time? A short sentence, a tone cut that sounded unintentionally, and an expression that only appeared for a fraction of a second. Everything was enough to make ARMY wonder. In a seemingly simple moment, Jungkook finally gave a subtle code about the lyrics of his new song. There was no official announcement, no lengthy explanation. But that's exactly where the puzzle begins. The clue just appeared, as if deliberately left open for interpretation. A few familiar-sounding words, a deeper emotional nuance, and a different choice of tone than usual convinced many fans. This song is not just an ordinary work. There are personal stories in it. There are feelings that have never been openly expressed. Jungkook didn't say anything explicitly, but his way of pausing before continuing, his way of smiling lightly then averting his eyes, felt like a silent acknowledgement. But what really stole the show wasn't just Jungkook. At the same time, Taehyung's reaction looks different than usual. Not a laugh, not a casual comment. His gaze seemed to read something deeper than just lyrics. Many are aware of those small changes, longer silences, expressions that are hard to guess, and responses that feel more emotional. Why is the reaction not like the previous moments? Speculation is also emerging. Did Taehyung understand the meaning of the lyrics more than others? Does the song touch on specific memories, or is it related to an emotional journey that they only understand together? There was no definitive answer, but Taehyung's silence spoke louder than words. For some ARMY, the moment felt like a puzzle piece that had finally found its place. What is clear is that one small code from Jungkook managed to trigger a huge wave of curiosity. This unreleased song already feels alive in the minds of fans, as if the emotions behind it have arrived before the music is actually heard. That question continued to resonate, even after that brief moment had passed. Many ARMY returned to replay the recording, slowing down second by second, trying to catch the hidden meaning of each small gesture. The way Jungkook took a breath before mentioning the piece of lyrics, the way his voice changed slightly, as if there was a burden of emotion that he didn't fully want to open to the public. The more attention, the more it is felt that this song was born from a different phase of his life. Some fans have begun to associate the feel of the lyrics with Jungkook's recent journey, more mature, more reflective, and far from the safe impression he used to display. If before he often talked about dreams and hopes, this time there was a tone of loss, longing, or maybe acceptance. And in the midst of it all, Taehyung's reaction again became the focal point. He did not interrupt, did not chime in, just nodded slowly, as if understanding something that did not need to be explained. The silence actually created an emotional shock. For many soldiers, the moment felt intimate, almost like watching a private conversation accidentally unfold to the public. There's no big drama, no explicit recognition, but it's precisely that simplicity that makes it feel real. It's as if Jungkook and Taehyung share an understanding that goes beyond words, and we're only allowed to see a tiny bit of it. Now, every little hint of Jungkook's new song feels more meaningful. An unannounced title, a still mysterious release date, and cryptic snippets of lyrics only reinforce the anticipation. Many believe that when the song is finally released, Taehyung's different reaction will find its own explanation. Until then, one thing is certain. A small code has opened the door to great curiosity, and armies around the world will stop at nothing to ask, what exactly is the story Jungkook wants to tell this time? And the longer this story goes on, the more it feels like it's not just about a new song. There is a deeper layer of emotion, which slowly unfolds through reactions, not statements. Jungkook seemed to deliberately leave the space blank, not explaining, not dismissing, just gesturing enough to make everyone feel his vibe. At this point, curiosity turns into emotional attachment. Taehyung's reaction is again discussed because it feels honest and not made up. He does not try to divert the atmosphere, nor cover the expression that appears for a moment. It is precisely his sincerity that makes many people stop and think. There was a brief moment when his eyes lowered, as if digesting something heavy, and then looked back with a faint smile that was difficult to decipher. For ARMY, it wasn't an ordinary reaction. It was the reaction of someone who understood the story behind the lyrics, even before the story was delivered to the world. The discussion is no longer about speculation, but about feelings. Many admitted that they felt the same emotions, although they had not heard the song in its entirety. It's as if the little snippets Jungkook shares have managed to touch something universal, about change, about maturity, about things that can't always be put into words. And in the midst of it all, Taehyung's silence feels like an affirmation, not a coincidence. Now, every appearance of Jungkook is awaited with sharper attention. Every word, every note he uttered, was considered the next possible clue. Meanwhile, Taehyung's different response makes this moment even more attached to the memory. Not because of the sheer thrill, but because there is an emotional honesty that is rarely seen. When the song was finally released later, many were sure of one thing: this little moment will be remembered as the beginning of everything. When a simple code turns into a big story, and when a seemingly trivial reaction becomes the key that makes everything feel more real. Until then, the ARMY can only wait with curiosity, hope, and emotion already tied in.